Hello dear students, I am Dr. Garima Srivastava from Lal Bahadur Shastri College, Lucknow. Taking up the topic ahead of International Transfer and Repatriation Strategies Part 2. Now, here we need to understand what is repatriation. For this, it is important to understand expatriation. Now, the process of expatriation is the process where employees are being sent from the home country to the host country, where the subsidiary of the organization is to be set up. So, now once the assignment is complete or the person is not willing to stay in the host country, this person will return to his home country. This process of returning to the home country from an international assignment is called repatriation. Now, it is never easy to bring back that person at the same pay package or same environment while the process of repatriation is taken. So, that is why we say that repatriation is a very complex process in an organization, and human resource management department takes proper care, should take very crucial measures so that this repatriation does not lead to dissatisfaction among the employees. So, understanding repatriation, it is a process of returning back from an international assignment to the home country after completing the assignment. Now, elements of a successful repatriation program. Now, of course, while expatriation is done, while people are selected for the host country, while they are going from the home country to the host country, then in there itself it becomes important that a proper repatriation program for these employees should be made with the organization. Why? Because some way or the other or sometime or the other, according to the mobility pyramid, the people want to move back to their origin country. Some of only you can say only some of the people are there who are most willing to stay back in the host country for a very long time. So, for that purpose it is important, along with expatriation, repatriation program should be done. So, very first one is educate and engage others. Whenever expatriation is done, you need to educate the people, you need to educate the employee who is being sent for international assignment, he about the various factors that are that will involve his return to the home country. Now, when once he is being returning to the home country, definitely his experience sets, his skill sets will increase, but what position he will be offered in the home country, this needs to be well communicated to the employee. So, this kind of education, this kind of feedback needs to be given to the person, that once he returns back to the organization, once he returns back to the home country from the international assignment, what will be the suitable positions according to his skill sets that will be opened by the organization. Then engaging them means you will continuously try to engage the people in different kinds of activities in the home country, so that they are not they do not feel like left alone in the host country. So, once they are in the host country, they will need to be connected with the original country, original company in the home country through some or the other you can say functions, or or some kind of programs that are being arranged by the organization, where you keep on engaging these expatriates expatriates with the home country. Then comes the designing of appropriate compensation package. Now, of course, once the person returns, once he repatriates, this the compensation package should be defined, should be well designed for these people. Why? Because he may not be offered the same kind of compensation package once he returns to the home country, because once international human resource comes into play when the organization starts to expand, and of course, organization will expand in a country which has a stronger currency. So, once this expatriate will move, he will be earning in a higher currency as compared to the home country. Now, after returning or planning his return will definitely decrease his compensation. Now, decreasing of compensation should not be related to dissatisfaction amongst the employees. So, this compensation package should be so designed, should be so accompanied with different kinds of counseling sessions or mentoring sessions, that the person, once he returns back to the home country, he does not feel demotivated at all. Now, for this purpose we have the next point, that is career development. Now, of course, compensation can somewhat be balanced with career development of that person in the home country. So, you need to continuously take care of the career planning or the succession planning of the person once he returns back to the home country. Now, when we talk about career planning or we talk about succession planning in the organization, it is directly related to making a person aware of what ladder he will be following once he returns in the home country. Now, when we are talking about career planning, it means giving altogether a plan of action, a plan of steps that a person will be following once he returns to the home country. So, of course, suppose he has joined as a manager HR in a host country, his next step in the home country, what will be, whether he will be promoted at the next higher level or he will be given higher compensation as compared to the other country. So, we have to see that if compensation package is not appropriate enough, you are relating it with the career development of the individual. So, this particular individual can be involved in some other places, like he can be a trainer for other expatriates, he can be offered some higher position or senior position within the organization according to now according to the skill sets that he is now having. Then comes ongoing support from the management. For all the above three purposes to be solved, it is important that the proactive management is there. There is always a continuous support from the management, because whatever plans are being made, if they are not being implemented in the organization, it becomes of no use. So, implementation always comes from proactive management. So, management needs to understand the need of the repatriate, needs the different needs of the repatriate, and then again what different factors he will be facing, what different cultural factors he will be facing once he returns into the home country. So, understanding these particular factors, being empathetic with the employee, the management may solve this particular problem or dissatisfaction amongst the employees. Then comes a very important factor, that is families. So, now when we always talk about international human resource management, we take into fact that a personal life of the person is also not affected. Why? Because once a person is moving from the home country to the host country, he is not accompanied with his family, he is not accompanied with his friends at all, and he is going into a new environment altogether. So, now it becomes a responsibility of the organization that he feels secure as far as his family is questioned. So, of course, organization needs to check that when he will be returning back, how the organization is going to adjust his family members to the new environment, what will be the different aspects of the family that needs to be taken care of, like education of children, then medical facilities given to the parents of this particular employee. These are the some of the factors that needs to be taken care by the human resource management once a repatriate is back. Then comes continuous improvement. Now, you need to check out the feelings, the experiences of various repatriates who have come earlier, and based on these particular feedback that was being done by the repatriates who have returned to the home country, you need to continuously improve your systems, your processes of repatriation in the organization. So, this will help you to make a successful kind of repatriation program within the organization. This program will ultimately lead to more and more satisfaction in the employees. They will be able to disseminate more efficiently to the functions of the organization. Now, when we check about the different repatriation, we need to see that it has some phases. Repatriation always comes along some phases, like expatriation is done. Now, when we talk about expatriation in a fast way, that a kind of pre-training is given to the expatriate. He will be told about all the information that he will be facing in the external environment, and then he will be landing in the other country. On landing, some of the facilities will be given by the organization itself. So, these are the phases of expatriation. Similarly, once he starts his journey back his home from that host country, he will again face list some of the different stages of repatriation. The very first stage is preparation, development of plans for the future and gathering information about the new position. Now, once your assignment is about to complete, the repatriate should always start preparing his mind, he should start assimilating the knowledge what he will be doing in future. So, some of the future plans, having these future plans with the employees, he will always come back home with these plans and he will pursue these plans when on the new position in the home country. So, the organization can help out the employees in preparing these particular future plans as related to his careers in the organization. Then secondly, physical relocation. Now, physical relocation means you are coming from a different country, host country, to the back to the home country. So, of course, some of the physical factors will also come into play. You may require a new home, you may require a new school for your children. So, this next posting will again involve traveling, it will involve the relocation of your family, it will involve the readjustment of the family members at the new place now. Now, this will lead to transition phase, that means you will try to temporarily accommodate whatever is necessary in the home country, and slowly this temporary accommodation will turn into permanent accommodation. So, once you reach the home country, once you reach the home country, the organization helps the employees to adjust themselves to the home country, and the organization tries to or assist the employee to the maximum extent that what kind of schools can be taken, what kind of housing arrangement can be given to the employees, then again other kinds of physical structural facilities that the organization can provide. So, this facilities that the organization provide to the employee while he comes back to the home country will help him to transit from a phase that he was facing in the host country to a phase where he is going to face the home country. So, it will lead to the last phase, that is the readjustment. He will try to readjust himself as he was in the earlier phase. So, now, when I talk about the earlier phase, it means while moving from the home country itself. So, once earlier he moved from the home country, he was facing some other kind of environment, then he moved to the host country, he tried to adjust himself, he tried to develop the business over there, and then now he is back to the home country. So, this environment will not be the same as it was there when he was earlier in the home country. So, this change in the two types of home country environment will lead to readjustment of the employee in the home country. So, coping with the changes, for example, company changes, the reverse cultural shock, because you have been facing a culture of the host country for very long time. Now, you are coming back to your own country, then again some of the parts of the culture may have changed. So, now you have to adjust to this again changed culture in the home country. Now, of course, these changes in the phases of the repatriation will lead to planning for repatriation for the organization. Why? Because every phase will require different kind of plans, will require different kind of feedback to the employee, and a different kind of information needs to be given to the employee. And if he is not being given enough information, he will be living in a way in a dark world where he does not know what are his future plans. So, this particular darkness should be avoided by the organization, and this can be avoided by assimilating various information, giving various information to the employee regarding his homecoming in the home country. Then very first step is pre-expatriation. Now, agreement outlining the type of position expatriates will be placed in upon repatriation. Now, pre-expatriation means, why we have called it pre-expatriation, because repatriation always comes with expatriation. Along with expatriation, you need to tell to the employees that what will be the positions or what will be probable positions where he could be placed once he returns back to the organization, once he returns back to the home country. So, accordingly the employee can plan plan that whether he wants to continue in the host country or he will come back to the home country with that compromised kind of job or that job that the organization is offering him. Agreement about duration of stay in the overseas. So, this will also be a component of pre-expatriation, that what will be the duration of his overseas assignment. It will be told very transparently to the employee, and so that he is well prepared in his mindset that this time period he has to spend in the host country. Keeping the post back at home vacant till the assignee comes back. Now, you also have to assure the person that his position in the organization will always be kept vacant, or his position will be generated once he comes back to the organization. Now, of course, this expatriate will always be an important asset, a valuable asset for the organization, because once he is returning from the host country, he is rich of experience, he is rich of his skill sets, which the organization cannot lose at all. So, this experience sets, this is his skill sets will have to be used once he is back to the home country. So, he needs to be assured that his position will be kept vacant once he comes back to the original place. During the assignment, now during the assignment planning of repatriation, the 2 points are continuous communication with the expatriate. Now, during the assignment also the organization needs to keep continuous communication network with this expatriate. That means he should not be left alone in that external environment, that he is feeling left out from the home country company. So, over here a visit to headquarter when on vacations or maintain visibility through your different kind of you can say video conferencing, this will lead to continuous communication with the expatriate, and he will feel that the organization is continuously thinking about him, and he will also remain connected with the various people, various colleagues, his friends, his different bosses in the home country. So, this communication, if it is continuously kept, once he is coming back, this communication remains there. He will be more and more satisfied to come back to the home country. On the other hand, if this connection is broken down, if this connection is not being set up, he will feel alienated once he comes back to the home country. So, this particular continuous communication needs to be set up by the human resource department as a part of planning of repatriation. Then preceding repatriation, once repatriation has to come 6 or 12 months before the end of assignment, you need to guide the person that this will be your career ladder, this will be your career planning with the organization once you return back to the organization. So, you will start counseling him, you will start giving him information about what can be his positions, what can be his probable designations once he comes back to the original home country. It also ensures all elements of repatriation process. So, you will also see that all the elements of repatriation process are into place. Such elements include the company policy regarding the travel, reimbursement of leave period, then shipping of household from that particular host country to the home country, and then good contact information about the mentor. So, sometimes what organizations do, they attach one mentor with the expatriate, and they continuously keep in touch with this expatriate until the repatriation process is complete. Then comes after repatriation. Now, this process is happening when a person returns back to the home country and he is set at a particular designation. Now, training seminars help the returnee to cope up with the changes that have come across due to cultural shock. Now, once he returns from the host country, he will again face a new kind of culture in the home country, which has again changed because culture keeps on changing. So, some types of training seminars or sessions like counseling, mentoring should be done to the people who have repatriated, and this will help them to cope up. This will help them to collect information regarding their career ladder, regarding their career planning in the organization further. Then financial counseling and financial tax assistance. Now, accordingly, this is a very important aspect after repatriation, because there is always a question in our mind mind that once the person will return, once the expatriate will return, what will be the impact of taxation, with what will be the impact of impact on his compensation or salary package. So, this should be very clearly communicated in pre-expatriation also, and once he has returned, it should again be clearly communicated more probably in written form, so that the person is able to adjust himself to the new environment. Then reorientation program and counseling programs can be arranged for the people so that they are able to reorient themselves, they are able to adjust themselves to the new changed policies in the organization. Then reassurance that the company values international experience. Now, with all this, you need to continuously motivate the person, you need to continuously reassure, you need to assure him that his experience will be definitely used by the organization and he is a valuable asset for the organization. Now, planning of re-entry and career issues. Now, of course, the planning of repatriation will definitely lead to planning of his re-entry in the organization. Now, re-entry will always be in focus and re-entry will always lead to career issues. So, once he is returning back, what will be his position in the organization, what will be his designation in the organization, the new assignment that will be provided to him or assigned to him, how will he be able to connect to the organizational changed policies if there are any, and how will he reconnect to the people whom he have left 2 or 3 years back or 5 years back. So, this particular type of connection needs to be set up by the human resource department. So, pre-departure some kind of training planning can be done, where we say that sponsored assignment, communication protocols, web and media contacts for context and pre-departure training. These 4 types of instruments can be taken up or methods can be taken up, so that the person starts making up his mind, starts making up his skill sets that he has to move to the home country now, and over there what will be the next kind of assignment that will be offered to him. Then comes the challenges of readjustment. Yes, of course, with expatriation adjustment comes and with repatriation readjustment comes. Of course, we all are human beings, we all are individuals. As an employee, when one person moves from one organization, one home country to the other host country, it always involves a lot of adjustment. Now, once you have started adjusting yourself and you have adjusted to the host country, you have to again start planning because the assignment is going to complete, you have to come back to the home country until and unless organization offers you to extend this particular expatriation. Now, if repatriation has to occur, it has certain kind of readjustment challenges which needs to be considered by the human resource department, because losing that valuable employee in terms of skill sets, in terms of experiences will be a loss for the organization. So, repatriation will involve, you will be needing to understand the changes in the company, the different changes that have come into the company, you will be communicating it to the employee. Similarly, what are the different climate changes, different environmental changes that have occurred while he was absent in the home country. Then expatriate may lead to altered perspectives, new person emerges. Once you have been an expatriate, a new kind of person comes and new personality comes. So, you have to adjust yourself with this new personality in the home country now. Then again, family adjustment also cannot be left behind. So, all these kind of adjustment will only happen if the organization helps the employee to gather all kinds of information related to these aspects, because if information is there, the person feels more confident and he feels that yes, if this plan A will not work, plan B will work. So, continuously giving, mentoring him, guiding him about the different information related to your company changes, home country environment, then personality changes, family environment, it will lead you to successful repatriation of the employee from the other country. Repatriation is often most challenging phase of an expatriate experience. Many people face both work related and personal repatriation challenges. So, as a person we face both kinds of challenges. It may be related to work, it may be related to our personal life. While talking about personal life, many kind of assumptions that the person makes, that the employee makes, may create a hindrance in his growth once he returns back to the original home country. Unrealistic expectations. So, expectations need to be checked out, and the organization needs to give continuous information accordingly about the different facts that have changed while he is returning back to the home country. Then social adjustment, he has to face a lot of reverse cultural shock. So, this kind of adjustment and assistance in this adjustment has to be done from the part of the organization. Even more distressing is the fact that most companies do not sponsor repatriation program. That means, whatever repatriation cost comes, it is all done by the employee himself. So, this will be more distressing. So, organization should always assist the person while repatriation program is being done. Repatriation strategies needs to be understood. Divide the environment between the home and the host country for the person. You need to tell the difference between the home and the host country. That is why the person will be able to adjust himself as compared to the host country. Then a long term planning horizon, your repatriation should always be accompanied along with the expatriation. That means, along with expatriation, you need to tell all the information till the person returns back to the home country. So, this is a very long time planning when we talk about repatriation strategies. Then training and screening by mentors is necessary. A trainer or a screener or a mentor can be attached to a expatriate who will be continuously in touch with this expatriate till he is coming back to the home country. So, he will continuously give him information about various questions that come into the minds of the expatriate. Planning ahead and linking the overseas assignment to long term career plans. You need to plan ahead as an HR management. You need to plan ahead. That means, once you are planning about expatriation of a person, you need to plan about the repatriation of that person after his overseas assignment is complete. There should be a clear cut commitment from the management that what will happen to the career stages, what will happen to the designation or compensation or salary package of the person once he returns back to the organization or the home country. So, this calls for a clear commitment. Then create a repatriate directory, means you need to create a network, you need to create a directory where you can note down, you can list down the experiences of the earlier expatriates, previous expatriates, and this experience will help you to prepare more successful repatriation program. Also, it will help the repatriates to adjust themselves to the new climate of the home country. Report include the self assessment and description of career goals. So, once you are preparing the repatriate directory, also prepare a report which includes the self assessment of the repatriates about their experience, about their education. So, we have an example like Unocal, Union Oil Company of California, Unocal Corporation. It offers a day-long debriefing program for whole repatriate family, identifying common repatriate difficulties, and they also share videos of past repatriates so that the repatriates are able to adjust themselves. So, overall we can say expatriation should always include repatriation, and if we want a strong repatriation strategy in the organization, it needs a clear repatriation policy within the organization. Thank you for